Everything wrong with modern football. Turning up at turnstiles for a ticket. When FA Cup Day meant something. When the Dutch were good at football. Football worse today than it's ever been.
Oh, you're right there, lad. When you used to just play for love at game. When you used to be out tiling in the afternoon or into pub. Oh, Liam's with us. How you doing, Liam?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad, just good. Not too bad. Everything wrong about football. We started this a few years ago, didn't we? Remember, it was like years ago we did this.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But it was
time ago.
Yeah.
Because that's when we used to do the press room. We used to like interview the journalists.
Yeah, we started this 2 years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, 2 years
Almost.
ago.
In fact, just over 2 years ago it started. Back end of that season, yeah.
2 years ago, we had all the big... We're making friends with likes of Henry Winter and all the rest of it back in the day.
Yeah.
Neil Ashton.
Yeah.
It was that
Tony
Sunday
Evans.
supplement.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Evans,
Tony Evans was good.
Oh, he was always good value.
Oliver Kay was there.
Oliver Kay, yeah. We had all the big names. I remember one day we actually sort of ran out of journalists to talk to and sort of had to go back round again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's only a certain amount of sports journalists, especially with local papers as well.
Yeah.
Because there's just none left now. There's just none left. And now that isn't the everything wrong with modern football.
Yeah, there's no journalists left. Disgrace.
It's actually about safe standing. Now, safe standing isn't what is wrong with modern football. What is wrong with modern football is how this is taking so long to actually implement. I mean, this comes to the news this morning that Shrewsbury Town, the first in England to apply for rail seats for safe standing stadiums. And I don't know if you've seen this, but I actually read up on the legislation. According to the Spectators Act of 1989, there you go, bit of politics for you, only the Premier League and Championship clubs are actually governed so that you have to have an all-seat stadium. It doesn't actually apply to League 1 or League 2, which I didn't realise, actually. I absolutely no idea. So Shrewsbury look like they're going to go for it. They're going to be the first to apply for it. And I tell you what, it'd be great to see someone break the mould with this one, Liam.
Yeah, I think it just takes one to get the ball rolling. Celtic did it in Scotland.
He's worked so well up there.
Really well. It's just like a really common sense solution, isn't it? Because, like it or not, people will stand up at football grounds, and that isn't safe.
It isn't.
It's not safe. You score a 90th minute winner and there's no rail seat in there, people fall down rows and all sorts.
No one sits down when you score a goal like
No, of course.
No one's sat there going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're in the Premier League, of course. But
yeah, certain grounds. And and people end up falling down rows and all sorts. That is not safe. If you've got a giant rail bar in front of you, you can't fall anywhere.
That's it. And what I love as well is it gives you the option to make it seated.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's something to do with European games. Celtic have to make it so it's not actually standing. So what I love about this safe standing is it is actually safe, and also we're not doing it for the entire stadium. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just be certain parts.
Whenever I've asked people, there's always been a few people saying, I don't want to return to the terraces, I like sitting down. That's fine. You're not going to turn up one day and everyone stood up in the entire stadium. You're talking about a section, probably in the Cop End or something like that. You could imagine it with Leeds. You could imagine John Smith Stadium at, in the South Stand, the new cow shed is. And you could imagine it at Valley Parade in the Cop at the top of there as well, couldn't you? So it just makes sense to me. And I'd love it because I think the Premier League needs this probably more than anywhere else because of the atmospheres in the Premier League. The atmospheres of the Premier League, Liam, are poor. Yeah. There's any doubt about that.
No, and it's not good like for TV companies as well. Cause you know when you like a Monday night football game when it's something like Everton versus West Brom and nobody cares about it. There's no atmosphere. You don't want to watch it because there's no atmosphere. You know, if it's like, you know, if the place is bouncing, it makes you feel like it's an important game. Yeah. And safe standing only helps that.
I know. I totally agree. And I think that's one thing that actually the Premier League has sort of let down at the moment is that atmosphere. And we've talked about sort of stadium tourism in the past, and I won't sort of go into that on this one, but it'd be great just to see the noise on that global level, because that, frankly, I know there's the history, which is a big part of why other nations love the game, but it's also the atmosphere. You know what I mean? That's a massive part of the game now, Liam.
It is, and it's been like it's in danger of being killed off totally.
Yeah.
Prices go up, safe standing helps that.
It does, yeah, that's exactly it.
No.
It's cheaper. You can actually have... Not only does it work financially for the football clubs, so they can have actually more people in the stadium, but also it will bring season ticket prices down because he's like, right, there's a... I mean, it might do with, you know, some clubs. I don't know if Arsenal do. They'd probably put it up, to be honest.
Should though, because you're not paying for a seat anymore.
No,
so
that's
it should be cheaper.
That's it. I totally agree with you there. But let us know your thoughts at Radio_Yorkshire. What do you make of safe standing? Let us know at Radio_Yorkshire.